Hi to the couple of machinists that are willing to give me a few minutes of their time. I'm going to try and keep it quick, but here's what I'm experiencing with this lathe and this FANUC 21T. It kind of sucks, and I have a lot of questions. So I'm going to set this up so you can see, hopefully, a little bit of the bed and the control, and I'll do my best to stay out of its way, and I'll guide you through what I'm experiencing and where I have questions. So thanks again. I'm going to flip it around to the other camera, and we're going to start from Z0 everywhere, so reset, so no tool offsets. I've moved to machine home, so 0, 0 on the machine, and then I origined the relative position to be 0 as well. You'll notice that with that, the Z and X offsets for absolute are a place that I can't jog the machine. I can correct this with like a G50 and offset that to 0, but it doesn't make sense to me. And I hope it also doesn't make sense to you, because then I'm not crazy. Let's flip it around and I'll cut to actually showing you the machine. Okay, let's see how quickly this can get confusing. So I've jogged to machine 0, and then I've done a origin all execute to move my relative to 0, but my absolute is still 25.925 inches out, and X is out a little bit. I have no tool offsets called right now. Don't mind the TO101. I've pressed reset to clear that. So we're about 4 inches out, and I don't know, 3/4 of an inch out to get to center line. My offsets for all the tools, the work shift is 0. The wear and the geometry offsets are all 0 for all my tools. So this particular tool is going to be my master tool. So what I would do from here is jog it to approximately Z0 and approximately centerline for now. And so we've created this 4.11 and negative 1.14. So from here I would go to the work shift page. I'll make these equal 0. So bring the work shift to be the tip of this tool. So in X that would be 1.14 input, and in Z that would be 4.11 input. So now my work shift is now 0. The tool hasn't been called, but everything is like the machine's new origin has been shifted to this point. So in theory, the offset for Geo1, tool 1, should remain at 0. And that makes sense to me. Now I would go from here to tool 2. So we'll go down to here, and I'm going to install tool 2, which is just this parting tool. And we'll move it to approximately where it needs to go, backing in a little bit. Again, this is just approximate. Z and X. I'm going to call it right about there, 0. So our relative position is 1.09 inches and 0.12 in Z. So that's already a little high. I don't think I actually had to move 1.09 inches, but nonetheless, I'm going to set it up. So we'll make sure we're in geometry, operator, X 0 point, measure. So it comes in as 1.3, which seems crazy. It's not 1.3 difference. So I'm going to re-zero that and manually put in 1.09, which I still think is high, but hey, here, who knows. Now the offset hasn't been called yet, so these actual relative positions won't matter. So negative 0.12 input. The Z makes sense, the X does not make any sense to me, but that's fine. So we're going to jog it out of the way in Z, just because this machine is crazy and I have no rapid override for some goddamn reason. We'll go to our program in MDI, and we're going to call tool 1, and the machine's going to automatically move to the tool offset, which is insane. It's super scary. Just you watch. So I'm going to get on the other side so I can have my hand on feed hold here, because it goes real fucking fast. And slow that right down. MDI. Okay, let's call tool 1. Scary times. I need position. Okay, it didn't freak out. That's great. So now tool 1 is called. My relative position is should be correct. If I put in tool 1 and we jog it to where we were earlier, let's see how close we can get. We're approximately at 0 here. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty darn close for tool 1. So now we're both apart, but my absolute origin is still absolutely crazy. Machine origin doesn't really matter. The relative is good, but when I start trying to run a program, it seems to be pulling from this absolute coordinate. And when it moves on tool changes, I know that's just a parameter, but if it goes back to machine home and it tries to move towards the end of travel, it'll throw an over travel error. So I need to be able to turn that bit off, whatever bit that is, and make it call the offset without actually moving. That's one of the problems I'm having. Nonetheless, let's go back to the offset page, MDI, and go TO202, end of block, insert. And again, we're going to jog this out of the way because this machine is absolutely crazy. And I'm going to hop around. Let's go to MDI, TO22, hand on the feed holds, show me the position. Okay, I did the offset right. That's lovely. Super lovely. If we jog it till 2, we should. Hands crossed, or fingers crossed rather. Be pretty close to on point. Let's get it to 0 in the relative here. Yeah, that looks to be pretty darn close to what I had set. We can drop the tool a little bit. Yeah, okay. So tool offsets are working that way. That's great. Okay, so we're going to drop into this program now that I have the work offset set, which calls TO101. So I'm going to call it manually just so it doesn't move when we're actually running. Move it out of the way. Program MDI TO101 alter. Oh, cancel, delete. TO101 alter. Again, I still don't trust it, so I'm going to be over here. Let me call it. Boop. Okay, thank God for that. Yeah, we seem to be relatively close. I'm going to move this tool up so it definitely doesn't crash. Okay, so we go to program. So I've written a program here. It's mostly posted through Fusion. I'll put it in a comment, I guess, or in the description so you can read it as it is now. But let's go to edit here. So we call G98, G18, G20, G50, S3000, G28, and it goes back to machine home, U0, W0. We call it G50, so we're calling the offset. Face, it's going to call tool 1. It will probably try and call tool 1, and it should be in tool 1, so it shouldn't move, but if it's in another tool and it's back in that corner and it tries to move where it can't, it'll error out. Super not fun. G99, G97, S200, M3, so it'll spin at 200 RPM, which is easy peasy. And then it's supposed to move to X 1.94, Z 0.5. So 0.5 inch off the part and like way the hell out of the way. And I don't think we're even going to get this far, so I'm just going to start single blocking through it and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'm not boring you to death, and hopefully I don't crash it. So there's that. So we're going to go to memory, hand on the feed holds. Okay, we're at G98, G18, G20. This should be the first move, G50 right here to G28. There we are, good. Okay, so we're going to go G50, face, calls the tool now. It might error out here. No, thank God for that. G99, start spinning. Oh, it's so slow, lovely. Okay, we're going to go to 0.5 and X 1.94. It's really slow because I set it to feed rather than rapid as it, oh, and it goes out of the way. Alarm. So distance to go here, it has 25.3 inches to go that way. Like, what the hell, right? If we go to position, there we are. And this is as far as we're getting, so I can get you right close. Yeah. So it seems to be wanting to go to this absolute position. The relative position looks right. You know, we're really close to the machine home. I want to know why it's doing this. So anyway, that's 10 minutes, which is way longer than I hoped it would have taken. But thanks for your time, guys. And I don't know. I'm really hoping to get through this. This machine's been sitting here for too damn long, and you know I'm going a little stir crazy. Little backstory: I spent about $8 grand getting it installed, and the guy I was supposed to make parts with bailed, started his own shop, and this machine's been sitting, and it's really frustrating to not be able to do anything and to be literally afraid of this machine because there's like no rapid override, and I can't figure out how to set tools. Like, this is just 2 axes. Like, I run 3 axes stuff all day. I'm no stranger to programming. I've programmed EC400s and you know, and Okumas and big things, but this FANUC control is so fucking bad. The rage is just boiling out of me, and I'm at a loss. I should have bought a Haas, but I can't afford one. So here we are. I would just like to be able to turn anything and not be terrified, and I'm hoping you can get me there. Thanks again for your time. We'll see what happens, I guess. Happy to hop on a call if, you know, me being here and being able to control things would help. Whatever it is. Thank you. I'll chuck you beer money, whatever it is. Just like, I don't want to be afraid of this machine anymore. Thank you.